right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success. I want to say thanks for joining me today on the live stream. It's Thursday, April 25th. I can't believe how fast April has flown by. Do you guys feel like it's flown by pretty fast? I feel like we started April and it just gone. That's what I feel. I feel like it's flown by like crazy fast. But hey, today we're going to be talking about how to create a custom portfolio and utilizing visitor sign-in. So I'm going to take you through, show you why you might want to do this, because it kind of lets you let visitors preview your work. And then if they want to see more, they're going to go through a visitor sign-in flow where they have to give you their email address. So something to think about there. So I'm going to show you why you would want to do this, how to create the custom page, show you how to add some images in there, use those images as links, and then show you how to turn visitor sign-in on so that when people go to view that full portfolio, you're collecting email addresses and you can then mark it back out to these people. All right. Don't forget Site Review Tuesday, every Tuesday. Let me know if you guys have been enjoying that. It's been awesome to see so many different websites on Zenfolio. So make sure that you come back on Tuesday and hang out with us at the same time. We do site reviews every Tuesday. Also, make sure that you guys are here next week. I've got some exciting news to share with you guys next week. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but make sure that you guys are here next week. I got some exciting news to share with you guys next week. Let's see. We've got Don hanging out with us. We've got DT Simpson 89. Forte is hanging out with us. Richard's kicking the door in. We've got Roxanne Bay hanging out with us again. Thank you guys so much for coming back and hanging out with us. And yeah, as I said, guys, hanging out with me today, I have Richard, the moderator. Hey, if you lost one of your cameras over the weekend, you might want to chat up Richard. He might have it hanging around. All right, well, Richard hanging out with me, helping you guys in the chat. And like I said, today we're going to be talking about how to create a custom portfolio and then utilizing and setting up that visitor sign-in. Now, as I'm going through this, guys, if you have questions, whether it's on topic, off topic, anything at all, make sure that you get it in the chat so I can get those answered live for you guys today. And if you're watching the recorded version of this, hit up the link in that description below that says questions for next week. But let's go ahead and just jump into today's topic. All right, so we're talking about creating a custom page portfolio. And so how this is going to differ, right, is that when you have portfolios on your website, for instance, the way this one is currently set up, if I go check it out really quick, when you have your portfolio set up and people just go in here and they go view portfolio and they go and they look at your images, right, they're getting right to your images and they're seeing your photos, which is exactly the way a portfolio should work. Well, Zenfolio has a feature called Visitor Sign-In that you can turn on in your galleries, which actually requires your visitors to give you some information before they can visit that. Now, having that on in your portfolio galleries can definitely be a little discouraging for visitors. Maybe they don't want to give you that information, or maybe they're like, hey, let me see some of your work first, and then maybe we'll give up that email or that phone number or whatever you want to ask for. And so creating a custom page portfolio can kind of give you the best of both worlds. It can let you show a preview of your portfolio, and then when people want to go see more, they're going to go into a gallery, and that's where they would give you that visitor sign-in information. So we're going to start off first by creating that custom page. And everything that I'm going to do, I'm going to create it here in front of you guys today. Everything that I'm going to do, I'm just going to utilize only the tools that are available in the custom page section. So I'm not going to use any Photoshop or anything like that. Everything I'm going to do is going to be inside of the custom page. So what we're going to do first is get that custom page opened up to where we can start creating it. And in order to do that, I personally like to work in multiple tabs. And there's going to be a very specific reason why, because I need some links. And so if I keep this view open and I have my custom page editor open in another tab, I can really easily bounce back and forth between the two. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hover over website right here. And we're going to right click on custom pages and open that in a new tab. That way I have these two tabs open, and of course there I am. That way I have these two tabs open that I can bounce back and forth as I need. All right, let me drag this back up here really quick. And then what we're going to do is create a new custom page. Now I've got a lot of pages set up in here already. We're just going to go ahead and create one from scratch. So I'm going to hit add new. That's going to take me into the custom page editor. And then the first thing we're going to do is create the title. Now, it's really tempting just to put something in here like portfolio and leave it at that, right? Because it's going to be kind of our portfolio. But the thing that we want to do is we want to think about our SEO, right? Because this title is the page title. It doesn't necessarily have to be what it's called on our website when we link to it. And I'll show you guys that in a second. So in this title, instead of just leaving it at portfolio, right? Maybe you think it was something like Raleigh NC engagement and wedding photographer portfolio. Maybe you want to do something like that. And I have to always talk when I type. I'm weird. I know. Sorry, guys. So maybe you want to give it a title like that. You see the little green flag right here? That means that this is going to have an effect on your SEO. So putting more information in there other than just portfolio is really going to help you. So that's why I have the location and I have the type of photography in there as well. All right, so we're going to scroll on down here and we're just going to start off with this. Now, what you probably want to do is just start it off with some text up here. You can click up here. You can say, hey, welcome to my, welcome to blah, 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 whatever you want to say, like welcome to my portfolio. Maybe you want to say, I am an engagement and wedding photographer serving Raleigh and surrounding areas. Something like that, whatever you want to say. This, again, is going to also have an impact on your SEO. Now, after we create that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that text and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to set it as heading 1. And now heading 1 is not just a size. It's actually an HTML tag that gets added to that text that tells search engines, hey, this is important text. Again, because I'm adding the type of photography that I'm doing and the area that I'm serving. Now, I don't want it to be quite this large, so I'm going to go ahead and change the size of that tag, but it will still keep it as an H1. So I'm just going to change the size of it. Let's go down to like 14 or something like that. All right, so we can do something like that. And then what I'm going to do next is go down here really quick. Then what I'm going to do next is just do like an enter. After I click on that, I'm going to do an enter really quick. No, actually, let's go back. Let's do a horizontal bar. So we're going to do a horizontal bar right here. Just put a little bar across that. And then what I'm going to do next is just have some normal text down here that just kind of gives some instructions. All right, so I'm going to say, click an image to view my full portfolio. All right, so click an image to view my portfolio right here. And then we can have this left aligned. You can have it center aligned. It really depends on what you want. I'm going to center align this text right here, this one as well. And then we're going to get started by adding in the images to this. Now, you can use this, like I said, this doesn't have to just be for your portfolio. This could be if you have maybe a gallery from an event that you want to get people to. You can have a landing page and then they would click on the images and visitor sign-in would pop up that way. So any kind of way that you want to collect emails. Specifically though, I'm showing this for a portfolio. So now what I'm going to do is just click enter once. Now keep in mind, shift enter creates a single space. Enter creates a double space. And so now I'm going to write my headers for this portfolio that I'm building. So I'm going to build an engagement portfolio, just kind of some images on a grid. And then we're going to build a wedding portfolio down below that. All right. And so what we're going to do is start off left aligned. I'm going to hit a space. I'm going to write, and I'm going to do it in all caps, Raleigh NC engagement photography. All right. So I'm just going to write Raleigh engagement photography. I'm going to hit another space really quick. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I want to kind of do some customization to this text. So rather than it just being black text, I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to put a color behind it. And then I'm going to change the text to white. So if you guys want to see what this is looking like really quick, I'll save and preview it. Not much is done to it yet, but it's kind of looking something like this. All right. Now it's going to make more sense why I'm setting it up this way, why I'm doing that here in a second. But let's just jump back over here and we'll keep going here. All right. So now that I've put that text right here, what I want to do is I want to tell the search engines that this text is also important text. Now I'm going to make this an H2 tag. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to go right up here and I'm going to say H2. And then I don't like that size, so I'm going to set it back down to be about, let's see, what size do I want to go with? I'm going to go to, let's go with 14 for now. All right. So it's still highlighted as an H2 tag, which is going to tell search engines, hey, this is important text, pay attention to it, but I just kind of scaled the sizing back down. All right. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding my portfolio preview images in here. So I'm going to add one, I'm going to copy it a couple of times, and then customize the copies that I made. So what we're going to do is click right here, hold Shift on the keyboard, hit Enter. That's going to get you right below there, and then we're going to hit the photo button, and we're going to choose what photo we want to use to show on here. So right now, you might see a screen that looks like this. I'm just going to make sure that we have photo selected, and then we need to choose our gallery. So if you're not in the gallery that you want, you can hit Change Gallery, locate your gallery, and then click on the image that you want. So I'm just going to use this image right here. All right, I'm going to select that. And then there are some specific options that I want to apply to this. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to go down here to, get where you guys can see it, to the title and caption. All right, and I want to delete this caption out because it doesn't mean anything. But for the title, I'm going to put something in here. I'm just going to put click to view full portfolio. And the reason I'm putting that in here is because you can have an overlay option to where when people hover over this image, they're actually going to see that text. So it makes it feel more like a link, which is what we're going after. Now your alt text on that image is important. That's going to be helpful for your SEO, so make sure you have it set up the way you want. Next, we're going to jump down to set options, and this is where we're going to make these images turn into actual links so that when people click on them, they're actually taken to our full portfolio. So we're going to change this click action from being none to go to URL. You could do open in a gallery. I'm going to do go to URL because I want it landing on the actual gallery thumbnail page and not just showing this image on like the quick shot page or whatever it lands on. And so this is why I have that other tab open. So now I'm going to jump back in Zenfolio here. We're going to go down to the gallery where we want people to go, which is this one right here. And we're just going to grab the direct link for that. So I'm going to click on the gallery, go up here to access, go to sharing, and then you can go right here and copy the URL. All right. So after I've done that, we're going to jump back into that custom page, paste that URL right in here. And now when this image is clicked, it's going to take people directly to that gallery for us. Now, if you want to set it to open in a new window, you can. I normally don't do that if they're going to somewhere that's still in my Zenfolio account. If this image was taking them to a place that was outside of Zenfolio and they were losing that navigation, that's when I would set it to open in a new window. And then next, what we're going to do is the hover action. We're going to say overlay title and caption, and that's just going to pop up that text that says, click here to view my full portfolio. Now, the layout is really important when we're setting this up because we're going to be creating a grid on this custom page. And so what we want to do is we want to set these up to be specific sizes. Now, it might take some playing around depending on how big you want your images and all of that. I played around with this earlier, and these are the sizes that I found worked best for me. So instead of doing image size auto fit to width, we're going to do custom page. And then we're going to set this width up here to be, I have it written down over here because there's no way that I could remember. We're going to set that width to be the height. So we're going to focus on the height. We're going to set that height to be 200 pixels right here. So we're going to do 200 pixels. And then we're going to set that border to none. And then for the padding here, which you guys can't see behind my head here, let me get out of the way. There we go. For the padding, I'm going to leave those numbers set to 0 right here for right now. and we're just going to hit insert. And now as you can see, that kind of inserted that image down here. And let me just get rid of this background that's behind there. There we go. So now that image is right below this title. And now what I want to do is I want to get a couple of more images out here, but I want them to have the same settings. I'm just going to swap the images out. So what you could do is you could just click right over here next to this image, go back through that whole process. I'm just going to click on the image, copy it, click right here, paste it once, click right over here, and paste it twice. And now, let me fix that really quick here. Paste it once and paste it twice. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to edit some stuff on here really quick. All right, let me just save and preview this so you can see what it's looking like. All right, so even though it was showing that image in the bottom left, it still got the image up here in the nice top view right here. And here's that hover that I was telling you guys about from the text. So now we just need to swap these images out with different photos. So we're going to jump back into custom pages, and we're going to go right over here to edit. And what I'm going to do is all of these settings I want exactly the same. I just want to change that image out. So I'm going to go back up here to select content and pick a different image. So let's go with that one. I'll hit select. All of the settings stay the same because I want it to go to the same link. I want it to have all the same stuff. And then we're just going to go ahead and hit update. And then we're going to do that one more time on this photo right here. So select content and swap it out to be another photo and hit select. All right. And then update in the bottom right. Okay. So now we have, I'll show you here really quick, 3 different photos. If you hover over it, you can see that little hover button right there. All right, so let's add some more images in here really quick. So we're going to go back to custom pages, and let's say, and I think my problem is I'm zoomed in too much. There we go. All right, so let's say we want to add some images to the bottom of that. Maybe we want to show some bigger images below it, kind of have a grid set up there. What we're going to do is just click next to that image, go to photos, and then I'm going to choose a different image. And then this time I'm going to set it up to be just a little bit different. So we're going to say select. And actually what we can do though is copy this one, go here, paste it, edit, and then we just need to change the image. All right. And then go down to the layout, and we're just going to make these a little bit larger. So what we're going to do for the larger images is we're going to set that image height to be 304 pixels, which is going to make it a little bit larger, wider. It's going to take up some more space. And then what we're going to do is add one more image like that. So I'm going to Command C, Command V right here, edit that photo, and then we're just going to swap it out. So let's do this one, right? We'll do that one. That one's fine. We'll do that one, and we'll hit this. And so now if we save and preview this, all right, now we have this nice little grid here set up. And if you hover over the images, it says click to view full portfolio. So once you have that done, you kind of have that portfolio preview set up. You could keep adding images, or if you wanted to, you could click and add another section. Maybe we wanted to add the wedding section in there where it's actually the wedding. We could basically just kind of duplicate this up here, put it down here, and have that same setup where it shows that grid over here. So once you kind of have that done, you have it set up. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you are doing some good meta description in here. So go down to the bottom, write up a good meta description. This is where you're going to give the introduction to this page. You want to talk about who you are, what you do, where you photograph, the type of photography you do. The meta description is going to be the description of this page that people see on search engines. So when they're searching and this page pops up as a result, that little blurb of text underneath it, that's the meta description. So when you're typing in that box, that's what you want to be thinking about. All right, so now we have this set up. All right, we're going to save this. And then what we're going to do is come back to our website. So we're just going to go back in here. And then if you haven't turned on visitor sign in for this, go to that gallery where those images are leading people to, go up to access, privacy, and then turn on visitor sign in here. Now, one of the things that you probably want to do is turn the email option off so you don't get an email every single time somebody has clicked on that. You're not going to get an email, but you do want to make sure that it's set to automatically update your contact list. So anytime somebody does a visitor sign in, their email information is going to get taken and put into your contact list. That way you can mark it back out to these people. You can reach back out to them however you want to do that. One of the things that you might want to do is think about the messaging here for your portfolio. So this is kind of the default text. You might want to swap it up to say something a little bit different for these portfolio sign-ins. And then once you have that done, just go ahead and click save. And now let me show you guys how this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab this link right here really quick and open it up in a new incognito window so you guys can check it out and see how this flow works. All right, so here we are in an incognito window. I'm going to paste in that link, and now once it loads up here, now here's what it looks like, right? And this could be my portfolio link from here. So I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. But a potential client or visitors here, they read this, they come down here. You know, they get to preview your work. So, you know, they're getting to see, okay, this is somebody I'm interested in. Let me click here to view their full portfolio. When they click that, all they have to do is give you their name and the email address. So zenvisitor@gmail.com. Hit enter. Now they have access to that portfolio, and you just collected their email address. Not only did you just collect their email address, but you also collected it, and it's going to be tagged with the gallery that they were viewing. So now you know, hey, this person's interested in engagement photos, or maybe it came through on your wedding. So now you know that that person's interested in your wedding photos. And so that's how this workflow works. It gives visitors and potential clients the opportunity to actually see some of your work before getting hit with that visitor sign-in. And if you had visitor sign-in on your portfolio galleries and you were getting lots of fake emails and stuff like that, this might also be a way to help kind of deter that, because it's kind of a two-step process before they go in there and just put a bunch of garbage. So just something to think about. The next thing I'll show you guys really quick is how to add that custom page to your site menu, and then I'm going to jump back on chat and check on you guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to customize website, where you can add that custom portfolio that you just created to your site menu. So if you hover over website, just go to customize website. I always work in multiple tabs, so we're going to click on that in a new tab, go to continue, and then I'm just going to remove this portfolio link and change it from being a drop down to linking it to a built-in or custom page right here. And then when you do that, you guys can't see it, but a list of custom pages appear, and that custom page is right there. We'll hit update. That's going to delete everything that was in that drop down. This is going to reload the preview, and then what we're going to do is publish that, and then you guys will see how that works on here. All right, so let me publish that, and then we'll just check it out really quick. So I'll show you guys portfolio right into that custom page, and then they click to view the full portfolio. Now, if you guys are wondering, okay, this is a custom page, it looks great on the computer, what is this going to look like on a mobile version? Well, let me show you really quick what this looks like. So this is the custom page on a mobile version, and you can see it doesn't do the grid, it just kind of shows the images, and then when somebody clicks on an image, then they're taken to that visitor sign-in. So that is how it looks on the mobile phone. All right, that's it for that. Let me get back into chat and check on you guys here really quick. All right. Let me get back over here and let's see. A bunch of you guys jumped on while I was talking away. Okay, let's see. Craigslist hanging out with us. Kathleen Riley. Hey, Kathleen made it. She was on the road and she stopped in for a leg stretch. But, oh, okay, she's going to catch this in Michigan tonight. So, all right. Hey, Kathleen, if you're watching this later on, thanks for jumping on and saying hi. Let's see. Forte says, Craigslist. Amy, hey Amy, thanks for jumping on here. Mike Pierce, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Forte says, does that make them sign in for each section of the portfolio they look at? That is what happened to my clients, and it got a lot of complaints about that. It depends on how you set it up. So if you set the visitor sign in up on the group, which is above, so if you set the visitor sign in up on the group, which is above here, and these sign-in settings are inherited to these galleries below that, then it should not make them sign in for each different portfolio that they're looking at. It should only be one, I believe. I will verify that and get back to you on that, Forte. All right, let's see. Mike says right off the top, fake emails just to see the stuff. Iris my soul when I have to go in and delete them. Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, you know, if you want to try to collect visitor information, there's not really a way to get away from that. People putting in fake emails or even just putting in their spam email, because I have an email account that I use just to sign up for stuff, so that all that spam that I get goes to that email. So unfortunately, there's not really a way to do away with that. It's just kind of, do you want to collect visitor sign-in information so you can reach back out to these people? Is it something you don't want to mess with? It's, you know, totally one of those things where you have to decide, is it worth it? If this is the route you want to take, do you want to just leave it off? Totally something that you have to decide. But yeah, absolutely, the potential for collecting fake information, unfortunately, is there. That's just the reality of it. I wish there was something that could be done. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think it's, do you guys collect email information? Let me know. If you don't use visitor sign-in, how do you build your potential client email list? You guys have some great tips. Let me know in the chat, because you guys always have great ideas. So let me know in the chat. If you're not using visitor sign-in, what other tools do you guys use to collect potential client information? All right, let's see. Don Freely says, hello from Raleigh. Hey, Don, thanks for coming and hanging out. I'm not too far from you. Let's see. Craigslist said, I hate having to give my information before seeing whether I'm interested. I will contact you if I want to buy from you or be contacted. Absolutely, right? That's one of the reasons why making that portfolio preview hopefully will kind of, for the people who are like that, hopefully kind of let them know, like, okay, yeah, this is good. It's worth getting that information in. But it's totally up to you. It's, you know, what, you know, your clientele, you know, your target market, hopefully, and you know what they're going to do. Let's see. Craigslist, they might have had cookies being blocked. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me make sure I'm keeping up with you guys really quick. Hey, Heather, thanks for jumping on here. Kimberly says, hey, totally off subject. I just watched your pre-order video that showed weddings with an add-on. Is there any way to let the client pay with a payment plan? That's a good question, Kimberly. You could definitely set up a pre-order page with payment plan options. Like, if you wanted to do like a wedding package payment plan, you could have, you know, and maybe you want to give them 4 months, right? So maybe you set up 4 packages that represent each month of payment. But there's not really going to be an automatic way to do that. What you would probably have to do is set up a scheduled email that has that pre-order link scheduled to email that client, you know, in the increments that you want them to pay you, and then have it set up that way. So something to think about. Really cool question. Now, not something that I haven't even thought about. So I will do some thinking about that, and maybe we'll do a video or a live stream on that. All right. Let's see. Marty Mac says, hi, would you suggest doing drops down straight to, would I suggest doing drop down straight to the galleries? It depends on what you're looking for and what you want. A lot of times, if you're going to let people right into your client galleries and you're not going to do visitor sign in and you're just going to let them go right into the portfolio galleries, absolutely, I would definitely prefer having a drop down that goes right into the client galleries, making that process as quickly and as streamlined as possible for those visitors. However, for cases where you would like to collect some information, setting it up like I did just now might be the route to take. Either way you go, like, definitely eliminating more clicks and more steps and more decisions is definitely what you want to try to do for sure. All right, let's see. What did what I did on my website is drop down menus and straight to the gallery. I don't know if that's the right way. Again, I mean, if you want to get people there as quickly, that's definitely what I recommend for sure. Forte said, I figured that I had marked it in each gallery for a visitor sign in. I told you the redhead marked something the wrong way. Can you do mini ports with a larger port? Hey, that's kind of what I was just doing, Mike. I was doing that on the custom page there. So that's kind of what I did was made like a mini portfolio, and you could have that custom page be a portfolio preview of all the different types of work that you do, or you could have a custom page for each type of work that you do with that portfolio preview. Really, custom pages give you a lot of freedom, and they are really awesome to use. You can do so much with them. And you could even do a small gallery and have it set up to be a portfolio preview. It's just going to be harder to make that gallery link to the full gallery, which is why I prefer going the custom page route. But that's definitely kind of what my thought process behind this was, showing, okay, here's a small portfolio or a portfolio preview, and if you're interested in seeing more, I want your information, right? And that's kind of my thought process behind doing all that. All right, let's see. The visitor sign-in is awesome when you mark things correctly. Forte, you're awesome. But Forte, do you have a logo yet? That's my question. Do you have a logo yet? All right. Man, a lot of you guys in chat. Lots of good stuff. You guys are being awesome. Let me say hi to the people who are watching the recorded version of this. So if you're watching the recorded version of this, I would love to have you come hang out with me on a Thursday during a live stream. But I know not everybody can just stop what they're doing and jump on YouTube on Thursday, which is why those of you guys who are here hanging out now, Marty, Mike, Craigslist, Richard, Don, Forte, make sure I don't miss anybody, Amy, if I missed your name, it's not on purpose. Dana is here too. So Dana, I appreciate you guys so much to come hang out with me week after week here on Thursday. But I also really appreciate you guys who watch the recorded versions of this. And if you have a question that you would like for me to answer for you the following week, make sure that you are hitting up that link below the description or below the video that says questions for next week. And I will take those questions and answer them the following week, like we are about to do right now. All right, so let me grab some email questions, but you guys in the chat, make sure that you keep getting those questions in there for me, and I will answer those here in a second. Let's see, answer an email question here. Is it possible to customize the buttons in the gallery? So there's some customization you can definitely do to the buttons. Most of that's going to be done in what's called Theme Designer. And in order to get to Theme Designer, you need to load up the gallery in Customize View. So I did do a live stream all about customizing the buy button, but let's go into the gallery really quick and I'll show you how to customize those buttons of the gallery. So what we're going to do is we're going to load a specific gallery into Customize View. So in order to do that, we just need to click on it over here on the left. And then what we're going to do is right click on Preview like I always do and open that in a new tab. Right, so that we have all of this stuff opened up here in a new tab. Now, the next thing we're going to do is get this gallery opened up in Customize View. And so in order to do that, you're just going to hover over the Edit button right here and click on Page. And now we have that gallery opened up in Customize View, and we can start customizing it. And so if you take a look at my buttons over here, they're kind of hard to see, right? Like, it says Select Photos. It doesn't really look like a button. I would like to do something with those to make them look more like a button. And so what we need to do is customize the theme that's applied to this gallery. Now, the theme is what controls your fonts and your colors, and in some cases, like some of the other elements like this. And so what we're going to do is right click on themes and get that opened up in a new tab. Now that's going to open up the same page in a duplicate tab, but we're going to get this tab opened up to where we can actually customize the theme. So after you have that tab open, go back to Themes, uncheck Use Default, and then click Edit Theme right up here in the top left. That's going to load Theme Designer in this tab. And so when you're working on your website like this at all, if you really are looking for a way to streamline it, make it a lot faster and easier for you, having these three tabs are going to help you do that, because I have Edit View opened, I have Customize View, And then I also have Theme Designer right here opened as well. So I have those 3 tabs. I can really easily bounce back and forth between these, and it's going to make doing that a lot easier for me. So what we're going to do is customize those buttons in the gallery. So we're going to find them first. So here's the Galleries tab. We're going to go there. And then right here are our buttons. We're just going to click on those, and we're going to start customizing them. So if I click on this one, it's going to load it over here on the left-hand side. And let me just get myself out of the way here so you guys can see that. It's going to load all of the button settings over here on the left-hand side. What we're going to do first is let's go ahead and change that default background color right here. Because it's white, it's kind of hard to see. It doesn't look like a button. Let's make this look like a button. So we're going to click here, and we're going to just customize this. So I'm going to set that button up to be, let's do maybe a light gray. And then maybe for the hover, you can have it auto-generate, or if you want to do something on your own, you could do, you could have it be like a white, you could have it be a black, whatever you want to do on there. I'm going to do like a lighter gray, so it just kind of lightens up just a little bit. And then we're going to hit done. Now, if you'll notice, right, that changed this button and this button, but it did not change the buy button. The buy button can be manipulated on its own differently from these. But let's focus on these, for instance, for now. So now next, maybe we want to add a border to it, right? Maybe we want to put a little bit of a border around those buttons, just like that. And then maybe let's change up that text a little bit. Let's get that text to be, I don't know if I like white or black. Let's go with black. Yeah, let's go with black. And then maybe on the hover, we can leave it black on the hover. Let's leave it black on the hover. All right. And then we can go in here, and if you want to like round it up a little bit, make it more kind of, rounded shape, you can do that. That's going to round that up a little bit. And also too, you can see here that this one is not following suit with that one. So this one has other options as well. All right. So what we'll do is we'll go right here and kind of round these up a little bit more. And then let's go and add a shadow to it. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot more time in here. I'm not going to customize all the buttons to match. I'm just going to do this one, and then we're going to save this. All right, and now after you save that, there'll be this urge to hit the done button up here. Don't hit the done button. That's going to take you out of Theme Designer. You want to stay in Theme Designer so that if you need to change something else, you can come back in here and change it. So just hit the save button. All right, jump back in your other tab and then hit the refresh button, or you can do Command R on your keyboard, and then you can see those changes and decide if you like them or not. That's pretty ugly in my opinion, but I just wanted to show you guys that there's a lot you can do in Theme Designer to really customize your site. And if you want to do the buttons specifically, that is how you do it. And then once you're done, make sure that you click that publish button. But that's a great question. Hopefully that gives you a really good idea of where to start out at. All right, let me check on you guys here in chat really quick. All right, Don Freely says, do you do one-on-one sessions to help Zenfolio customers tweak their site? I can come to you. I've never had anybody ask me that, Don. I know you're in Raleigh. We do offer some customer success sessions. If you haven't had one yet, you should see something like up here somewhere saying sign up for a one-on-one session or something like that. And we will definitely do a one-on-one session with you that way. Also, too, if you have your site reviewed, which if you submit your link, I think the link for submitting your site is below this video. But if you have your site submitted for a site review, we will work with you on that as well. But, Don, I'd be more than happy to help. Just shoot an email to zenfolio.com/contact. You can put attention Robert. We can talk and see what we can figure out for sure. All right, let me get back in here and grab another email question really quick. DT Simpson, so this is another chat question. DT Simpson says, if the client signs into the engagement link, will they also have to sign into the wedding link? I think no, as long as the visitor sign-in was turned on in the group. So what I showed you how to do was turn it on in the gallery. If you turn the sign-in on up here in the group, so if you go to the group and you go to access and you go to visitor sign in and you turn it on in here. All right. And then you go to the galleries below that and that are inside of that group. Now they have to be inside of it, but if you go to the galleries that are inside of that group, like this one, and you tell it to follow the visitor sign-in settings from the group, then they shouldn't have to sign in per gallery. It should be a one and done kind of thing. So if we go to access and we say same as group right here, then they should only have to do a sign in one time and not have to do it on both. So really it depends on how you want that set up, right? Because the nice thing is that if you have it set up individually on each gallery, then you can kind of see which gallery that visitor sign-in came on through. But if you just have it set up on the engagement or the group, and then they go to both of those galleries, you're kind of going to not know which one they initially did first or which one that they did the sign-in through. And so it's up to you. You can set it up that way or you can set it up on the group. It depends on how you want to do it and what's most important to you. All right, let me get back to photos. Let me check on you guys here in chat really quick. Kimberly says, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Richard says, I like using visitor sign-in. Marty says, thank you guys. Let's see. Making sure that I am catching up to you guys. Man, there's a lot of you guys in here. All right. Let's see. So Marty says, thank you. Mike says, thumbs up. Okay, I'm almost caught up here. Are any of these features getting added to the mobile app? Visitor sign-in is on the mobile experience of the website. So when you turn visitor sign-in turned on, it's on the mobile as well. Now, as far as the app, are you talking about the client app, the Photo Moments app, or are you talking about the My Zenfolio app for you? I don't think visitor sign-in is going to be turned on for Photo Moments at all. That's like a totally different thing. So I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, but for the mobile experience on your phone, that visitor sign-in is showing there, like I showed earlier. All right, let's see. If I miss any of your guys' questions, I am sorry. Definitely let me know in the chat. Let's see. Don't know, but I never get notifications of these awesome webinars. Hey, Ian, we do not send email notifications out. Sorry about that. It would be like an email list that we would have to keep track of and all of that. And I don't know if people want more emails. I mean, but what you can do is you can go to YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that little bell. And then what I do for creators that I really like to follow is I make sure that I have the YouTube app on my phone. And then you can set up the notification settings so that when creators that you follow go live, you get a notification on your phone. That's what I do. There's a couple of people that I follow pretty closely on YouTube, and so I make sure that I have those notifications so I get them on my phone. Now, also, if you are interested in just the recorded version, you can go to iTunes podcast directory and you can search for Zenfolio video tutorials. And if you subscribe to us there, whenever the recorded version of the live stream gets pushed out as a video, you'll get a notification through your phone or wherever you watch podcasts, and that will actually download that episode to your phone, to your iPod, or wherever you watch podcasts. So definitely, if you're not subscribed in iTunes, it's a good place to get notified when the recorded versions of the live stream are available. All right, let's see if I can catch up. Roxanne says, I missed the intro today, but replayed last week's to see the Canadian flags that I added for you. Absolutely, I'll put those in there just for you. Let's see. Forte is singing to us. Awesome. Let's see. Okay. Catching up to you guys. Let's see. Craigslist, make each button unique. One rounded, one square. That would be fun. Making all the buttons different. Marked. Awesome. Awesome. Keeping up with you guys. Man, you guys are going crazy in there. It's awesome to see you guys talk so much. All right. Dennis says the one-on-ones are awesome. Yes. Yes. They're lots of fun. Let's see. Roxanne laughing, if I mark these on my calendar at Forte. Yeah, absolutely. Mark them in your calendar. All right. Man, you guys are being nice. Being nice. Okay, perfect. Thanks for clarifying. All right. Awesome. No worries. The lovely people here are giving me... Yes. In the people on Zenfolio Live, the Zenfolio Live community, they're amazing. So Forte, Roxanne, Heather, Amy. Let's see. Who else? Dana, those guys are awesome. Craigslist, everybody that comes and hangs out week after week, you guys are amazing. And I really appreciate you guys. The community is so amazing around this. It's awesome to see. All right, let me grab some more email questions. You guys are doing awesome in chat. Make sure that you give me some more questions. We got about 15 minutes left, so make sure that you get your questions in the chat. Also, don't forget that next week I'm going to have some special announcement. So make sure you come back next week. And hey, bring a friend. You know, if you have a friend who's a photographer, a Zenfolio user, let them know about Zenfolio Live. Send them a link, share it with them. Tell them to come hang out next week because I got some really cool stuff for you guys next week for sure. So do that. And let me grab another email question really quick. I had a client goof on an order and I want to just go ahead and pay for a reprint for them. Should I just send them a coupon code or can I place the order for them myself? So there's a couple of things that you can do. I personally, if I'm going to hook a client up, if a client made a mistake, if I made a mistake, which happens more often than I'd like to admit, if it was something like that and there's the potential for that client to become frustrated, I take the work on myself on behalf of the client. So I don't ever, if a client makes a mistake or I make a mistake, I never send them a coupon and say, hey, here's a coupon, you know, go ahead and place another order, because they're probably already frustrated. And the last thing that I want to do is make them go back and do something again like that when they made a mistake or I made a mistake or something like that. And so what I will do is I'll just place the order for the client through my account. Now, if you do this, you need to keep in mind a few things. One, you probably don't want your client knowing how much the prints and products cost you. So whenever you enter the email for the receipt to go to, make sure that you leave that to be your email address. But you can do this right in your account. So let's say that the client ordered this photo, but they meant to order this photo. You can click on it here and you can go to, I think it's right here. Yep. Click on the little drop down, buy products. And then you can just select those products that you want. So you're going to be seeing all vendors. Make sure you buy from the right vendor, but go in here and you can click on here and choose a lab if you want. Go in here and grab whatever product that they have or that they were supposed to order. Add it to your cart, and then you can view your cart right here, and then you can check out. And so you're going to view cart up here, and then I'll show you how to change that email address, because this is so important, because I know you do not want your client seeing what you pay for stuff. Now, before you check out, make sure that you don't have a bunch of crazy stuff in your cart that you've added, because you might not want to send all this stuff to your clients. So like for me, I've got a bunch of crazy test stuff in here that I was adding to the cart. So let's just get rid of all that. And then we just have that product that I ordered for the client. Proceed to checkout. I do not want my client knowing that I'm only paying 29 cents for that. And so here is where you want to make sure that you change that information. Now, obviously for the shipping and stuff, you're going to want to make sure that you enter your client's shipping information down here. This is where you want to make sure that the email receipt to is your email address. That way you get the receipt, but the products get shipped to the client. And then you can just let them know that you reordered that for them. You got it taken care of and all of that. So that is what I would recommend. But if you want to let the client go through the flow themselves, if you want to just send them a coupon code, you can do that as well. That is usually what I do for clients who might not be my favorite and I want to kind of be like, they're kind of mad about something or whatever. I'll send them a coupon code and I'll be like, hey, sorry that you're not happy. Here's a coupon code. Go ahead and you can order whatever you want and use that coupon code. If it's somebody that I want to take care of, which is most of the people, I'll go ahead and take care of the work for them and not make them go back in there and place that order again. All right, hopefully that answers your question. All right, let's see. Dana says, any chance that you can show us really quick how to do an anchor text? I think I missed that question, Dana, but let me show you really quick how to do that. So an anchor link, sorry. An anchor link is where you're going to link to something in a page rather than linking to a different page. So if I go to my custom pages really quick, let's get it open in a new tab. And let's go to, I don't know, some of these I think have more information than others. Yeah, let's see. That one, no, let's see. I don't know what they have on there. Okay, so this is just some random page because some of the images are missing. But an anchor link is where, like, if you wanted to, let's say you had some text down here somewhere and you wanted to link to it from somewhere up here. All right, so you could actually go in here and do a link and link to anchor in the text. And then you got to set the link anchor up somewhere. I forget how to do this one. 1 second here. I used to, oh, it's right here. Sorry, it's this one. So right there. Okay, so let's say I want this to be an anchor. So I'm going to highlight that right in here. And then we're going to do this little flag, which if I hold my browser over or my thing over, it should tell us what it is. But that's an anchor. All right, so we're highlighting that text. We're creating it to be an anchor. And we'll just call it anchor 1. All right, and just so you guys can see actually what this does, let me just add some space on this really quick, like way down to the bottom. And we'll say anchor 2. And then I'm just going to highlight it again. Go back up to that little toolbar, turn that to an anchor, and I'll call it anchor 2 right here, okay? All right, and so now what an anchor link does is, let's say that maybe we have a lot of information on this custom page, and we want to let people jump quickly down to the most relevant information for them. That's where anchor texts come in handy. So I could come right up here, and I could say anchor 1. Or whatever anchor 1 actually is, like click here to jump to my senior information. Click here, and you might want to type it right. Click here to jump to seniors info, right? So it's a link for them to jump somewhere quickly on that page. Highlight it, go to the link tool, which is right here, change the link type to be an anchor link, and then you'll see the drop downs right here for your anchors that you've created. And so I'm going to set that up to be anchor 2, and we'll hit OK. And now let me save and preview this and show you how this works. All right, so if we're on this custom page, my internet is getting tired. Here we go. If we're on this custom page, and what we're going to do is go right down in here and click on this, and it's going to take us right down to that spot in the page, which is anchor 2 right here. So if there was like actual useful information there, it would jump us down to quickly down to that information. All right. So same thing. If we had to set up another one, it just jumps to a spot on the page is all that it does. Hopefully that kind of explains it. You use it to get people down to relevant information really quickly. All right. Let me go back up here and get back in this over here and check on you guys in chat. Let's see. Hopefully that answers that question, Dana. Sorry, I paused for a second. Totally, Forte's right. I am totally human, for sure. All right, let's see. Roxanne says, you are just teasing us, a carrot to get us to come back next week. No, I promise I'm going to have some cool information next week. It's not just a tease. This time. I don't think I've ever teased you guys just to get you guys to come back. I'm pretty sure I've always held up to what I said we were going to do. Pretty sure. But yeah, some cool information next week for sure. All right, let's see. Let me grab another email question really quick. Let's see. How can I determine how long an order will take to actually get to my customer? That's a great question. It's definitely some knowledge that you guys should be aware of, especially if you're selling products. You're going to have clients ask you like, hey, I just placed an order. How long is this going to take to get to me? And so it's in your account. That information is in your account. It's there. This is a question that I get asked probably on a weekly basis by a client or somebody that I'm working with. They always want to know. They're like, hey, how long is this going to take? You know, I placed my order. How long is it going to take Or they'll ask me before they place their order, which is helpful because then I can be like, hey, do you need it by a certain time? If you do, this is what you need to do to select your shipping and all that to make sure that you get it. All right. So all of that information is actually in your account. What you're going to do is go to selling and then go to products from integrated vendors right over here. And then what you're going to do is choose the vendor that you're using for your price list. So if you're using Impix, you can click on Impix and all of their information is going to be in here. So you're going to see their processing times. So that's one thing to keep into account. If somebody is ordering prints, they have a 1 to 2 business days processing time. So that's something to take into account. And then the shipping information is down here. So it tells all the shipping methods that lab offers and how long it takes and how much it costs. Now, one important thing to tell your clients is that overnight shipping still has to account for processing time. So if they order a framed print or a gallery wrap, that product still has to go through 2 to 3 days of processing time before it's shipped, even if they select the overnight. The overnight is overnight shipping, not overnight production. And that's important to keep in mind and to remind your clients of that. That way you can give them an accurate time frame of when to expect their shipments, because we all know what it's like to order something off of Amazon for your birthday and for it not to make it, and then you just be totally devastated and disappointed because it didn't make it there by your birthday. We all know what that's like. We don't want to do that to our clients, so making sure that you are familiar with this information. And then if you want, you can even create a custom page to convey this information to your clients. Create a frequently asked questions page with how long is my product's going to take to get to me? And you can put this information out there for them to see. Now, if you're going to do that, make sure that periodically you come back and check this information and make sure that it hasn't changed. And if anything changes, Zenfolio is pretty good about notifying you, but still, it's really good on a monthly basis to do a reality check on your website and your information. Just make sure that everything's correct, that you're using what you need to be using, and all of that. So if you don't do that, try to do a reality check every once in a while regularly to your website to make sure everything's up to date and correct. All right, let's get back to the photos page. We got about 2 minutes left, guys. Let me make sure I haven't missed anybody in chat really quick here. Let's see. I didn't see Forte's answer to the logo question, so either she's ignoring me or I just didn't see it. But let's keep going here. Marty says, is Zenfolio adding better labs? We do have the option to integrate with Miller's, who is one of the top labs in the nation. So if you don't have Miller's integrated, you need to have an advanced account and then reach out to a support team member, let them know, and they will integrate Miller's for you. But definitely something I think that we are talking about. I don't know that process. To be honest, I don't know what it takes to integrate labs or how all of that works, but it's definitely a question that's been asked, and it's something that's on our radar for sure. So great question. Thanks for bringing that up. And as Roxanne is saying in the chat, there's also, sorry guys, my eyes are doing something weird. I'm starting to get a headache. There's also the self-fulfillment option. So if you have a local lab that you want to work with, or maybe there's a lab that you really want to use that we don't integrate with, that you like their products, you can always self-fulfill. There's a really good tutorial on our YouTube channel called Selling Anything You Want on Zenfolio. Definitely check it out for sure. It will show you how to do that whole self-fulfilled process. If you need help, reach out to the support team. They are there ready to help you guys. I say this every week and it's never changed and it probably never will. They are the most phenomenal group of professional people I have ever worked with my entire professional career. They are just a great group of people, guys. If you didn't know, all of our support team members are photographers as well. Most of them are in the Durham, North Carolina office, and they love helping you guys. They truly have a passion for helping you guys be successful because they are on Zenfolio as well, and they know that when you succeed, we succeed. So if you haven't done it today, hit that chat icon, tell them how much you appreciate them, and give them a chat reward. They would really appreciate that. But hey guys, 30 seconds left. Thank you so much to everybody who came on here, who hung out with me. Roxanne, Craigslist, Marty, everybody who I'm probably not going to remember the names. Thank you guys so much. Make sure that you guys do something positive for somebody this week. Don't let the week go by without saying something positive to somebody and being a voice of encouragement to somebody who could really use it. Hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you on Tuesday. Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button. And if you're watching the recorded version of this and you'd like to learn more about Zenfolio, I recommend watching some of the videos that you should see popping up on your screen.